Eagles fans, buckle up because Howie Roseman might be at it again. The trade deadline is closing in and all signs point to Philadelphia making another power move. It's almost become a tradition. When the rest of the league starts hesitating, Roseman steps on the gas. With just days left before the deadline, the whispers are growing louder, and this time the talk centers around a familiar formula: strengthening the trenches and doubling down on defense. Something's brewing in Philly, and it could start with a call to a familiar face down in Miami. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. The player on the radar this time, Bradley Chubb. That's right, the Miami Dolphins' veteran edge rusher and former first-round pick has surfaced as one of the names the Eagles could pursue as their next big defensive addition. And here's where everything changes. Chubb isn't just another trade rumor. He's the kind of difference-maker who fits Philadelphia's identity to perfection: tough, explosive, and built for playoff football. According to league insiders, both Chubb and his Dolphins teammate Jalen Phillips have come up as potential targets for Philly, and it's not hard to see why. With Week 8 arriving and the deadline just 10 days away, the Eagles are right in that window where contenders make their move. They face the New York Giants this Sunday, then head into a bye-week prime time for Roseman to strike. NFL.com's Eric Edholm even called Philadelphia an expected buyer, pointing out that the team holds extra third- and fifth-round picks plus more compensatory selections on the way. Translation: Roseman's got ammunition, and he's never been shy about using it. For context, the Eagles have already made 6 trades since August 6. It's the front office's version of breathing. They don't wait for problems, they anticipate them. And after recent injuries to Nolan Smith and Jacorian Bennett, plus the midseason return of Brandon Graham, the defensive front could still use a fresh jolt of energy. Adding someone like Chubb, who's logged 4 sacks through 7 games, would instantly give this rotation more depth, versatility, and intimidation. The connection makes even more sense when you remember who's running Philly's defense now: Vic Fangio. Chubb and Phillips both thrived under Fangio's system in Miami, meaning the learning curve would be almost non-existent. Plug them into the Eagles' front and they'd be effective immediately. Fangio knows exactly how to unleash players like Chubb, let them attack, create chaos, and force offenses to play scared. That's how the Eagles won their last Super Bowl: overwhelming pressure from all angles. If this deal happens, it would be classic Howie Roseman: aggressive, strategic, and perfectly timed. The Eagles aren't a team that waits for needs to become weaknesses. They stay ahead of the curve, especially when the postseason looms. And right now, edge pressure might be the only area that's keeping them from looking truly unstoppable. Chubb would change that instantly. Imagine pairing him with Hassan Reddick on the edges, with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis collapsing the interior. That's a front four that could make even elite quarterbacks fold. Of course, there's a catch: salary cap gymnastics. Chubb is in the middle of a 5-year, $110 million contract. Fitting that under the Eagles' current structure would take some maneuvering, but that's another area where Roseman thrives. He's the NFL's cap magician. If he wants a player, he finds a way: restructuring, shifting guarantees, moving picks. We've seen this story before. The skeptics say it can't be done, and then somehow it's done. Even if Chubb's price tag proves too high, Jalen Phillips remains another intriguing option. Younger, cheaper, and already familiar with Fangio's terminology, he'd offer a similar boost to the edge without the same financial strain. Phillips has 2 sacks this year, but has also battled inconsistency, something Fangio's scheme in Philadelphia could help fix fast. The Eagles have a history of taking talented but underutilized players and turning them into stars. Remember when everyone questioned the A.J. Brown trade, or doubted Jalen Hurts as a franchise quarterback? The Eagles turned both moves into wins. Timing is everything. After Week 8 against the Giants, the Eagles get their bye, a perfect window to integrate a new piece. Then comes Week 10 against Green Bay, a game that could set the tone for their second-half push. Bringing in a top-tier edge rusher now would give the team time to adjust before the playoff stretch hits full stride. Around the league, the buzz is clear. If the Dolphins stumble again this week, they could turn into sellers. That's exactly what the Eagles will be watching for. Because if Miami starts listening, you can bet Roseman will be one of the first calls they get. Fangio's familiarity with both players makes the fit seamless, and the Eagles' defensive line rotation could become a nightmare for opposing offenses. This is the Eagles' window, and they know it. With a 6-1 record and a roster built for January, adding a finisher like Bradley Chubb would send one message loud and clear: Philadelphia isn't just trying to defend its title, it's trying to dominate again. So what do you think, Eagles fans? Is Bradley Chubb the missing piece for another Super Bowl run, or should the Birds hold their picks for the offseason? Drop your thoughts below and join the conversation. Don't forget to subscribe for daily Eagles updates.